everyone. This is Rick Prokop at Piano Power Lessons. Today we're going to be looking at the sixth song in the John Thompson Book 1 called The Scissors Grinder. Before taking a look at the piece, let's have a listen. So the very first thing to point out is that John Thompson is introducing new notes for the left hand. And it's a new hand position for the left hand. So in previous pieces, the fifth finger or pinky of the left hand was always on the C below middle C. And now we're going to position the pinky of the left hand on the F below middle C. So I'd just like you to do that now. And then we're going to read backwards here. So we have the F, then we have the G with the fourth finger, the A with the third finger, B with the second finger, and then our left thumb will be on middle C together with the right hand. So if you look down here, we have left hand playing middle C and the right hand playing middle C. And now let's try going down with the left hand. So place your left thumb on middle C, and then index finger on B, middle finger on A, your fourth finger on G, and your fifth finger on F. Now, another thing that John Thompson introduced is a thing called expression signs, specifically the crescendo, which looks like this, and is literally an opening of the volume of sound, and then a decrescendo, which is the closing down or the lessening of the volume of sound. So in this second line, we have this. See where the sound gets more intense and comes to a high point really at this G and then dies down and goes back to piano. And let's take a look at the form of this piece. So you notice that the first four bars are the same as the third four bars. So we have an A section. I'll put it over here, with a certain conclusion to that A section. We'll call that B. And that brings us back to the A section again. And then it ends with a different conclusion, so we could call that C. So we have A, B, A, and C, each one being four bars. And then another interesting characteristic is the phrasing. So in the first four bars, we have two short two-bar phrases, followed by a long four-bar phrase, then the two short phrases again, followed by an ending, concluding four-bar phrase. Now, if we take just the first notes in the bass of each measure, we have this: C, B, C, B, C, B, A, G. So in a sense, the bass motion is what's dictating the length of the phrases in this case. And then the same thing happens down here. C, B, C, B. Now something much more interesting happens, which occurs over the span of 4 bars. Now, there's one other new thing that occurs in this piece, and that's the use of what are called accidentals. And here we have an F sharp, and down here in the bass we have a B flat. And the term accidental is used to describe notes that are not in the original notes of the scale of the piece. We are in the key of C major. The original notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Instead of an F, we have an F sharp here, and instead of a B, we have a B flat down here. And very often, accidentals can be indicative of the fact that there is a key change in the piece. And it could be a temporary key change or a key change that lasts a long time. And in the case of this and this, they are both temporary. And one other thing you need to be aware of is that the following bar line cancels out the accidental. So you have F sharp here, the bar line cancels it out, and when you come and you play this, this is an F natural. Same down here, you have your B flat, bar line cancels that out unless we write in a flat again here. If we don't, we assume that this is just a B natural. Now, I don't want to bog the lesson down with a detailed explanation of what's going on here and what's going on here. What I'd like you to do is to take a look at Unit 4. And Unit 4 is all about dominant seventh chords and the forces within a dominant seventh chord that make them act the way they do within a piece. Also, take a look at Unit 5, Lesson 6, which discusses the key area of G major and all the chords within G major, and that will help you to understand this little progression here. So what we have basically is the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 1 chord, the 5 chord, 1 chord, 5 chord. Now it gets problematic. Here is our 5 chord G7th, okay? But it's preceded by its 5 chord, which is D7th. So if you're in the key of G, D7th is 5 of G. But A minor 7th is the 2 chord of G. So we call this little progression a 2-5-1 in the key of G. So I've written in 2 minor 7th, 5-7, put them in parentheses, of the G chord. But G chord is the 5 chord. So A minor 7th, D7th is 2-5 of the 5 chord. Well, you might be asking, where's the A minor 7th chord and where's the D7th chord? Well, A minor 7th is A, C, E, G. So here's A, C, and G. We're missing the E. And D7th is D, F sharp, A, C. So here's the A, here's the F sharp, and here's the C. So here's C to G. Here's the A minor 7th. And then the D7th, if I put a D in the bass, which you are hearing unconsciously, that would complete the chord. See, so here's A minor 7th, A, C, E, G. Now you're still hearing this C from the melody, and then I'm going to stick a D in the bass. All right, even without that D, if I hold on to this C, it implies a D7th. And along those same lines, let's look at C7th going to F down here. Now, C7th is C, E, G, B flat, which would explain the B flat down here in the bass. So we're missing the C, but we have E, G, and B flat. And in the key of F major, C7th is the 5 chord. So C7th is 5 of F. But F is the 4 chord in the key of C major, which we are in. Therefore, C7th is 5 of the 4 chord. That's how this chord is functioning. D7th is 5 of G7th. That's how, and 2-5. That's how the 2-5 is functioning in this little area here. It's as if right in this little area we're in the key of G major, and right in this little area we're in the key of F major. I'd like to finish today's lesson by discussing the core notes of the scissors grinder. And I'm doing this to show you that most of the notes in this piece, outside of the core notes, are just an embellishment or almost an improvisation. So here are the core notes: C, E, B, D, C, E, B, D, C, E, B, D, A, C, G, B. And that would be an improv going to this G. But that's really unconsciously what's going on there. Then back to C, E, B, D, C, E, B, D, B flat E, resolving out to A, F, and then G, E, and B, D, and C, E. So using that core, let's see if I can rewrite or embellish on that core so that we have a different scissors grinder song. Here we go. So that should do it for today. In the next lesson, we'll look at a couple of ways of playing the right hand. And I just want to thank you once again for joining me at Piano Power Lessons. Hope you have a great day. See you next time.